Hello students, myself Rajesh Kumar Sharma from US Academy and Institute, Gorakhpur. This is my fifth lecture for class 12th. In this, we will discuss about female reproductive organ of angiospermic flower, that is gynoecium or pistil. Let us see what is gynoecium or pistil. Female reproductive organ of angiospermic flower. Gynoecium or pistil. Gynoecium or pistil is situated in center of the flower and constitutes the fourth and the innermost floral whorl. As we know, the parts of flower: calyx, corolla, and rhocium and gynoecium. This is the innermost whorl of the flower. It is the female reproductive organ of the flower. It consists of one or more carpels or megasporophylls. Parts of a carpel. Each carpel is composed of three main parts. Example: in majority of flowers, the gynoecium contains three parts like ovary, style, and stigma. Stigma is the uppermost part, style is the middle part, and ovary is lowermost part of a pistil, carpel, or gynoecium. First one, ovary. Ovary, it is the lowest and swollen part of the carpel, which encloses one to many ovules. Means inside the ovary there are one to many ovules are present. Style, it is a long or short tubular structure arising from the ovary, which help in germination of pollen. When pollination occurs, pollen moves on the stigma, and when they germinate, the pollen tube moves through this style region up to the ovary. Stigma, it is the terminal or apical part of the style, which shows great variation. It may be simple, bifid, capitate, or bilobe. It is the receptive part of the style, which is usually sticky and harbors pollen grains during pollination. Pistiloid or pistilode. A sterile pistil. Sterile means non-fertile. A sterile pistil devoid of functional or fertile ovule is termed as pistilode. Function of pistil. It takes part in sexual reproduction and produces fruits and seeds. Types of gynosium means how many types of gynosium may be present in angiospermic flowers. With reference to the nature and number of carpels, two types of pistils are recognized. See the structure of gynosium: stigma, style and ovary. Free stigma, style and this is Syncarpus hibiscus. Fused carpels are present in this case. Elongated thalamus. This is there is style, free carpels, stigma. What are those two types of gynosium? First one, monocarpellary. Gynosium are simple pistil. Here the pistil is composed of single carpel, means only one carpel is present inside the ovary. Example, pea, bean, gold mohair and crotalaria. Next one, polycarpellary gynosium are compound pistil, means more than one carpels or ovules are present inside the ovary. Here the pistil is composed of two or more carpels. Depending on the actual number of carpel, a compound pistil is known as bicarpellary, two carpels, tricarpellary, three carpels, tetracarpellary, four carpels, pentacarpellary, five carpels, or polycarpellary means many carpels present inside the ovary. Apocarpus and Syncarpus. These are two terms. In case of Apocarpus, the carpels are free, means they are not attached to each other, while in case of Syncarpus, the carpels are fused with each other. Polycarpellary pistil may be Apocarpus or Syncarpus. The free conditions of carpel is termed as apocarpus, means they are not attached to each other, which occurs in rose and Michaelia champaka, means champa. The united conditions of the carpel is known as syncarpus, means in this case carpels are attached to each other, and this condition is known as syncarpus and found in coconut, brinjal and hibiscus. Locules and placenta. The cavity enclosed by ovary is called locule. See the ovary. The ovary enclosed a cavity that is called as what? Locule. The number of cavities or locules generally corresponds to the number of fused carpels An ovary having single locule is called monolacular or unilocular. With two locules, bilocular. With three locules, trilocular. And many, multilocular. Each carpel has two sutures, respectively known as dorsal suture and ventral suture or midrib suture. The ovules are attached in ovary alongside the ventral suture known as placenta. Placenta is defined as a specialized fertile tissue of ovary bearing ovules. Means ovules are attached with placenta. Or the structure from which ovules are arranged or attached, that structure is called as placenta. Placentation. The arrangement of ovules on the placenta is termed as placentation. Types of placentation. Placentation is of classificatory importance and commonly recognized placentation types are as follows. See, marginal placentation. This placentation is of most simple and primitive type and occurs in a monocarpellary unilocular ovary. The number of ovules on each placenta is many, as in the member of Leguminosae family, such as Lathyrus and Pisum. P. Axial placentation. This type occur in two to many carpelled syncarpous and multilocular ovary. Here the margins of all carpels, that is ventral suture, fuse together to form a central axis. The placentae are situated along the central axis of ovary. The number of ovules may be one or more on each placenta. This type of placenta, in which placentae and ovules are found on central axis, is called axial placentation. For example, Solanum nigrum, Allium cepa, hibiscus. Basal placentation. This type occurs in sunflower family, that is Compositae or Asteraceae. Here the ovary is bicarpellary, syncarpous and unilocular with single ovule attached at basal part of the ovary. Parietal placentation. Here the ovary is bicarpellary or polycarpellary and syncarpous, but unilocular, and ovules are located in many rows, 2 to 6, on the margins of ovary. Example, cucurbita and argemone. Let us see some figures. First one, marginal. A and B. marginal placentation, ovary wall and ovule, and this is locule. This is axial placentation in case of Hibiscus rosa sinensis. Ovary wall, locules, placenta, septa and ovules. This is axial placentation. The ovules are attached to a axis or central axis. Now basal placentation. See, style ovary ovule means centrally located ovule and single locule. Basal placentation in case of sunflower. And this is parietal placentation. Ovules are attached to parietal portion of ovary or locule. See, ovary wall, ovules, locule, parietal placentation, ovules, rhizoplum and locule. In radish and mustard, the ovary is bicarpellary, syncarpous and unilocular in beginning with parietal placentation, but a false septum called rhizoplum. False septum is called rhizoplum. The question can be asked in any exam. Appear later, making it bilocular. Now development of male gametophyte. This happens after pollination. Development of male gametophyte means when pollen grain starts germinating on the stigma of flower, then that structure is called male gametophyte. Male gametophyte contains vegetative nucleus and two male gametes. See here figure: nucleus, cytoplasm, vacuole, tube nucleus and generative nucleus. Pollen zygontine. See, this generative cell further divides and forms two male gametes, and this tube of vegetative nucleus develop into a pollen tube, zygontine, germ pore and generative cell. See, the tube nucleus help in formation of pollen tube nucleus, and generative nucleus forms two male gametes, tube nucleus and two male gametes and pollen tube. This happens when the pollen grain reach on the stigma. After that they start germinating and form this structure. Let us see. Pollen grains develop within pollen sac, act as a microspore or male spores. A pollen grain or microspore therefore is the first cell of male gametophyte. The process of germination of pollen grains or microspores leading to the development of male gametophyte can be studied under the two stages. Means we can study this in two stages. Which are those? Pre-pollination development and post-pollination development. First one, pre-pollination development. Microspores or pollen grains are haploid, uninucleate, minute spores produced in large numbers. These are derived from microspore mother cells as a result of meiosis. The microspores, being the first cell of male gametophyte, begin its germination while it is still within the microsporangium or pollen sac or anther lobe. This type of development of male gametophyte is known as precocious, means when the microspore or pollen grain begins germination inside the microsporangium, pollen sac or anther lobe. This is called as precocious development of male gametophyte. While fresh microspores contain a protoplasm having a rich amount of cytoplasm with a centrally embedded prominent nucleus, the cytoplasm gradually develops a central vacuole, and as a result, the centrally located nucleus migrates toward the periphery. Meanwhile, the microspore gets differentiated into an outer spiny gene and inner smooth intine. The nucleus at this stage undergoes a mitotic division and produces two daughter nuclei. These nuclei are separated by an oblique wall laid in between them, producing two unequal cells. A larger cell among the two is called vegetative cell, and our vegetative cell are the tube cell, which further develop into pollen tube, whereas the smaller one lying very close to the proximity of spore wall is called the generative cell. This generative cell further divides into two male gametes. This generative cell is often surrounded by a layer of callus. The generative cell is the potential male gametes. The generative cell then becomes free by losing its contact with the spore wall, and by the dissolution of callus layer around it, further it loses its original shape and may become ellipsoidal, lenticular or horseshoe shape. It contains limited number of cell organ leaves. The cytoplasm of vegetative cells surrounds a centrally located conspicuous vacuole. It is densely packed with organ leaves and richer food materials like starch grain, proteins and lipids. The nucleus is centrally located and is lobed. Liberation of pollen grain. It is at this stage of development the pollen grains their liberation takes place from the anther lobe or pollen chamber or microsporangium. These are then carried away by different agencies and transferred to receptive surface of the stigma of the carpel or pistil, a process known as pollination. This is pre-pollination development. Next one we will discuss in our next video. Thank you.